Players are on the stage. All right, let's start right now at a level 1. Let me hear that. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Summer Internet Circus with Abby, Trevor, Keenan, Fernando, Nathaniel, Victoria, Nick, Rachel, Lila, Norris, Katie, Tennessee, and Carlos, and Melanie, and Thomas, Zacharias, James, Cody, and Lisa. And welcome back your host, Casey.
Please, everybody, take a seat. The first game that we have is a game where a lot of people are going to be participating in. Miss Boyce, Steve, tell us what's that first game?
It's Mr. By the way, Mr. Voice.
Mr. Boyce, Steve.
Okay. The first game is pan left, pan right with Lissy, Nathaniel, and Melanie.
Wait, what?
Oh no, you're right. I skipped a game already. I'm so good at this. All right. Try that on for size with Melanie, Rachel, Nathaniel, Bella, Nick, Colby, Trevor, Fernando, and Carlos.
There you go. Alright, let's start off with 2 people up here. For the game of try that on for size, what's going to happen? I'm going to come out to you guys. I want to ask you for some sort of activity, maybe a chore, anything that requires a little bit of action. I'm going to choose one of the players. I'm going to give them that activity. They're going to choose one motion from that activity. For example, so let's say it was baseball. I'd say this player is going to start playing baseball. Go. They're going to start doing one motion from that activity. So if it was baseball, they're going to start by saying, I'm playing baseball. Try that on for size. Then it's going to go to the player over here. They're going to mimic that same motion, do it in sync with the other person, but they're going to say a different activity, but with the same motion. So if they were going like this, they can say, I'm chopping down a tree. Try that on for size. Then it's going to go back over here. They're going to come up with something else. I'm ringing a gong. Try that on for size. It's going to keep going back and forth, and see how many different things they can come up with the same action. So, first thing I need from this half over here, how about your favorite sport?
Hockey.
Hockey. All right, hockey. And let's start over here with Rachel. Hockey. Dig it.
I'm playing hockey. Try that on for size.
I'm trying to escape from my dog. Try that on for size.
I'm whacking flies. Try that on for size.
I am trying to bathe myself with this big stretch stick. Try that on for size.
I'm wasting a flagpole. Try that on for size.
I'm trying to pull a little dead rat out of the bush. Try that on for size.
I am very incorrectly playing baseball. Try that on for size.
I'm playing that game that you go in the circus and you never win the prize. Try that on for size.
I'm playing whack-a-mole. Try that on for size.
I am trying.
That's good. Very good. From this half over here, how about your least favorite chore in the house? Cleaning the toilet. All right, cleaning the toilet. Let's start over here with Nick. Cleaning the toilet. Go.
I'm cleaning the toilet. Try that on for size.
I am grilling a potion. Try that on for size.
I'm at a miniature DJ. Try that on for size.
What's your damage, Heather? Try that on for size.
I am making cookies on my knees. Try that on for size.
I'm washing a dish, but I have no legs. Try that on for size.
I am cleaning a tire. Try that on for size.
I wish to go to the festival. Try that on for size.
That's good. Good applause. How about from this half over here? It's summertime. What's a summer activity? Going to the beach. All right. Going to the beach. So actually, pick one activity you do at the beach. Swimming. All right, swimming. We'll start over here with Trevor. Swimming. Be good.
I'm swimming, try that on for size.
I'm trying to get through all these trees. Try that on for size.
I just had my nails painted for the first time. I don't know how you dry them. Try that on for size.
Try that on for size.
Ah, my arms are spaghetti! Oh, try that on for size.
Yes. Out of my way, trees. Try that on for size.
Telling a magical tale of a boy who would never lose this game ever in his days.
From this half over here, what's an tried, but you'd like to sometime?
Hang gliding.
Hang gliding, all right? The rest of you are boring. So, hang gliding, starting over here with Carlos. Hang gliding, begin.
I'm hang gliding. Try that on for size. I'm dancing really weirdly.
Try that on for size.
I'm a piece of seaweed. Try that on.
I'm trying to catch two people at the same time. Try that on for size.
I'm a science spinner. Try that on for size.
I'm out of ideas. Try that on for size.
That's two. From anybody, give me an activity they might have done 50 years ago or longer, but we don't do now.
Dancing my eyes.
Besides sucking your thumb. Something? Dialing a phone. All right. Dialing a phone. So let's start over here with Bella. Dialing a phone. Begin.
I'm dialing the phone. Try that on for size.
Dialing phones in plastic. Try that on for size.
I'm trying to knead bread with one finger. Try that on for size.
I'm giving a body massage. Try that on for size.
I'm painting my hands. Try that on for size.
I'm learning that I can't read. Try that on for size.
Die, you ants. Die. Try that on for size.
I'm out of ideas. Try that on for size.
I like how when we started dialing a phone, some people were like, tear. What is next? Keep your voice.
Now we're playing Pan Left, Pan Right with Delissy, Nathaniel, and Melanie.
Very good. So for this game of Pan Left, Pan Right, we're actually going to be switching between 3 different scenes. We're going to come back to each scene, maybe 1 or 2 times. But when you see the pair up here, they're going to have a scene taking place in a certain location. So for these two, from this half over here, how about a location that you might go to like once or twice a week?
Work.
Work. What's a work? What's kind of work?
Human resources.
Human resources office. Comedy gold. All right. HR office. All right. Human resources office. Hannah. For these two, from this half over here, how about it's summer break? Where's somewhere you might vacation?
Now.
Maui. All right. Hawaii, Maui, and left. And finally, think of like a fictional location from a book or a movie. Give me that location. Narnia. All right, Narnia. So the way that this game of Pen Left, Pen Right is going to work is that we're going to be watching whatever pairs up here in whatever scene or location that they're at. At any point during that scene, however, I can yell out Pen Left or Pen Right. They're then going to have to shift to the right or to the left, depending on what I say. Now, when they go to that new scene, the hard thing is, whatever the last line of dialogue said in this scene is, when they turn to that new location, that's going to be the first line that comes out of anybody's mouth. Then they're going to have to try and justify because it might not line up perfectly with whatever that is happening within that scene. And so Pen Left, Pen Right, line justification. And when we go back to scenes that we've already seen, kind of like if you were watching TV switching between channels, time doesn't just freeze. So time will have passed when we go back to those scenes. So let's repeat. Where are you? Pen Right. Where are you? Maui. Pen Right. We're going to start in the HR office. All right. Starting in the Human Resources office. Begin.
I hate working in HR.
Yeah, but you gotta do it to pay off the debt.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, don't you think like we could ever like do something more than just HR?
I mean, it's a good job. I mean, the climate's changing, people are dying, and I haven't paid off my college debt.
Yeah, you have to like hear everybody whining about some tiny little problems. Like, my boss hit me that one time. It's so unfair, you know? Like, we have to hear about it even though we didn't do it.
You sure you've never done any of those things?
Pen Left. Pen Left. You sure you've never done any of those things?
You sure you've never done any of those things? I mean, it'd be hard not to kill a mosquito considering where we are.
No, I didn't kill any mosquitoes, Sheila. But you know what I did want to do? I want to go to that active volcano, because that's why we went to Maui.
I mean, yeah, and there are bound to be less mosquitoes there.
Mm-hmm.
The volcano will be killed.
Yeah, so, where is the volcano? I'm sorry, I've never been to Maui before. I don't know why I decided to do this.
So I left my phone on the plane.
Pen Left. So I left my phone on the plane.
So I management is like for suckers.
Are you sure? Like, they make all this money.
Management is for creepy old dudes who invest in stocks all day and waste their lives. And I love it one of those creepy old guys, especially the creepy old guy part.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And right. All right, yes, that's right.
Yes, that's right. It is my fault that we fell into that closet. But you can't blame this whole experience on me, sis. Tara, you are an idiot. At least I thought to bring a coat with me. Tara, I have a coat on right now. Yeah, but the coat I stole looks much warmer. But Tara, mine is insulated, just like my hydro flask. Yeah, but mine looks like it's made out of lion fur.
And right. Mine looks like it's made out of lion fur.
Mine looks like it's made out of lion fur. My new mosquito shirt that I made while killing all the mosquitoes.
So you did kill the mosquitoes.
Well, I wouldn't say kills. More like stole them, made them not breathe, and then sewed them together in this great shirt.
That's acceptable.
And right. That's acceptable.
Hey, you know, that's acceptable. I mean, if you really want to move up to a superior position, that's fine. Take advantage of everyone while you're at it.
You seem annoyed.
That's time. All right.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Maybe we should have switched to this part. All right, Mr. Boyce, what's next?
Okay, it's Good Bad Advice with Abby, James, and Tatiana.
All right. Good. So, for this game of good, bad advice, what's going to happen? We have a panel here. We have 3 experts, advice experts. Sometimes if you're watching a lot of daytime TV, Dr. Phil, Dr. Us, Today Show, Good Morning America, they sometimes have experts that answer questions from the audience. So, we have a panel here. They're going to introduce themselves in just a moment, and they're going to need to answer questions, advice type of questions from you guys. The audience. So I want you to start thinking about questions that you might have for our panel. Things, personal issues, things with relationships, maybe with school, with your work life, anything like that that you would like some advice on. The panel, they're going to answer those questions. Some of the advice, it might be good advice. The game's called Good Advice, Bad Advice. Some of it might be bad advice or even just terrible type of advice. It's up to you if you want to take the advice or not. But first, let's have them introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Phil. I'm a retired ex-convict. That was my job, and I made lots of money doing it. I'm retired now, so.
Phil, very good.
Oh, my name is Trixie, and I'm a tooth fairy.
Hello there, I'm Frederick, and I've been living in a cabin up in the Canadian wilderness for quite a while now.
Raise your hand out there if you have a question for our panel, something you need some advice on. Yeah.
Phil, my son punched a hole in the wall. Should he pay for it?
Oh, okay. All right. So we're going to let the entire panel answer this. I have a feeling Phil's going to be great at answering this question. Phil, someone knocks a hole in the wall. What should they do about that hole?
Well, you see, it's their fault. So, like, you have to make them take responsibility for what they did, but on the other hand, you have to look at the situation and see whether they accepted their responsibility and be lenient.
Be lenient. Very good. Tooth fairy.
Well, as you know, being a tooth fairy is very hard. You got to go under the pillow
living out in the wilderness, I know how to deal with holes in walls. And when you're out there in a little cabin, you don't always have the most space. You got to make the most of what you have. So sometimes when you punch a hole through the wall, there's more space behind the wall. So maybe, that's your son's new room now. Is it not?
Anybody else have a question out there? Yes, in the back.
How do you get your kids to move out of the house?
Panel, how do you get your kids to move out of the house?
Well, you can't rush them because if they don't experience it, they will probably become broken and homeless. So let them have their time in your house because you're your parents and you should be nice.
Next.
Well, make them a good parent.
Make them a tooth fairy.
I spend a lot of time watching nature, watching the animals and such, and when the big animals want to get rid of their little animals, they just kind of let them out into the wilderness. The mama bird has to let their babies leave the nest, so, just kind of...
Lock them out, right?
I found $100,000 in the Target parking lot. What do I do with it?
Oh, all right. When you find a big sum of money anonymously, what should you do with that money?
Sorry, I mean, you have to go to the Target representatives and you give it to them, telling them where you found it and hope for the best.
All right, very good.
Technically, it's not under a pillow. I guess it's okay to take the money.
The first thing you're going to want to know about getting a large sum of money at a time is because it looks very suspicious if, you're working your regular day-to-day job and you just start buying Ferraris and houses. So you got to launder that money. A good way to do that is, start a humble career, maybe hunting, maybe living in a cabin, hide the money under your cabin for a little bit, and then kind of work it into your flow gradually.
All right, we have the game of Playwright with Norris, Leela, and Thomas.
All right. Game of Playwright is going to work like this. They're going to do about a 3.5 to 5 minute scene up here. Let me get a suggestion for their scene. From this half over here, what's something that you might look forward to doing?
Trip to Disneyland.
Disneyland. All right, Disneyland is your suggestion. So for the game of Playwright, it's going to work like this. I'm going to be off on the side. They're going to do their scene, create characters, plot, dialogue, all that kind of stuff. However, at some point during the scene, I'm going to yell out, freeze. I'll kind of pop out. And then if you've ever read a choose your own adventure type of novel, you have choices to make. So they might have a choice to make or something happens within the story, but then I'm going to come out to you guys.
The audience.
And I'm going to ask you what happens next within the scene. I'll repeat it back to them, and they're going to take that, and it immediately will happen in the scene. So that's how the game will play right works. Your suggestion is Disneyland. Are you guys all ready?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Let's start off with a round of applause.
Oh, honey, that looks so cute on you.
Thank you. You like my new ears?
Yeah, they're so great. They're so great.
I got you some too. I got you Pluto's ears.
Oh, I hate Pluto. Pluto sucks. I hate
Cute dog.
Pluto sucks. You know that.
Why
I
don't you
hate
like
Pluto.
him?
Because.
Freeze. Why does Thomas's character not like Pluto? Because I'm not big.
Because, our dog Shelly, I love Shelly, we all love Shelly, but, she bit me, and, I hate dogs now.
She's a chihuahua. No teeth.
Mom, are we ready to go to Disneyland?
Yes, are you excited?
I have nothing to tell you.
Freeze. What is that one thing?
And he has to go somewhere.
Where does he have to go?
Bathroom.
He has to go to the bathroom.
Mom, before we leave,
No. No. you didn't have to go pee then. Or number 2.
You know what? I'll save our spot in line, and you go take him to the bed. Come on.
I suppose that's alright, but if you get out of line to go pee too, we're gonna have some problems.
Well, I had been hoping it was true.
You know what? I'll hold our spot in line.
Okay. All right, son. Ready to go to the bathroom?
Wait. Before you go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Freeze! From this half, what is Leela's character going to say before they go to the bathroom?
Let's do some popcorn.
Let's get some popcorn.
Before y'all go to the bathroom, let's get some popcorn because I've also been holding it and I have to eat.
Wait, does that mean we're getting out of line?
We could just like put our jacket on the floor.
You're right. Yeah, let's get some popcorn.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get some popcorn.
Guys, what is next?
We have the game of Fresh Choice with Rachel, Trevor, and Nick.
All right. For this game of Fresh Choice, what's going to happen? They're going to do a scene up here on stage. However, again, I'm going to be off on the side, and I have a little editorial power for this game. They might say something, and I think, you know what? I don't want to hear that. I want to hear something different. So, off on the side, I'm going to yell out Fresh Choice. When I yell out Fresh Choice, they're going to have to retract whatever they just said and give me something brand new. And I can keep repeating Fresh Choice until they say something that appeases me. So, for their starting suggestion, from anybody, what is something that would bring people together?
Funeral.
Funeral! Hooray! Your suggestion is funeral. All right, let's give it a Fresh Choice and start them off with a round of applause.
Oh man, I am so happy that.
Can you calm down for a minute? I'm grieving.
Well,
Go on.
I'm really happy that Grandpa died.
That was my father.
Oops.
Have I raised? What did I do when raising you? What went wrong? Why are you so excited?
Well, you see, ever since I got a job at the windmill factory, I decided, you know what, I'm kind of a cold-hearted monster.
Fresh Choice!
I decided, you know what, everything's gonna die, so I'm decided to become a philosopher and say that nothing in life matters.
Fresh Choice!
You know, I am so sorry. I understand you grieving, and I know you miss your father very much, but
I appreciate the sudden change of heart, but that's not going to bring old Pop back from the dead.
well, that sounds like a you problem.
Fresh Choice!
You're right. I'm very sorry. It was very unfortunate to see him pass.
I need to see his face again.
Fresh reaction! Fresh reaction!
Ooh!
Right, this little thing over here.
Don't stop.
Hey there, grandkids. Oh my
composing music right now.
Swish, swish, swish.
Alright, so for this game of blind freeze tag, we have our players that are frozen in these positions right now. We have the players that are facing the back. Obviously, they can't see anything. They can't hear, but they can't see exactly what position these players are in. Just a moment, when I say begin, they're going to start seeing based off of the positions that they're in right now. At some point, one or many of the actors in the back can yell out freeze. When they say freeze, one or two of them are going to turn around, tag out the actors that are up here, and they're going to take the same position that they're in. However, we're going to start a brand new scene with a brand new idea based off of the position that they are in. So, we're going to see a bunch of short, kind of rapid-fire scenes. So this game of blind freeze tag, our first round. You guys ready?
Yeah!
Alright, and big hit.
The snake's got my leg! The snake's got my leg! Why didn't we ever decide vacation in the Amazon?
You know, it's a wonderful question, but it's part of the nature. You can only got one snake.
Oh my god, what is that?
That does look like a very, very ugly person. Don't look really like that.
Okay, to get through this, we need to work together. But first, we're stuck in a quicksand! How are we gonna get out? Do you see Tarzan in here? You need to calm down. I'm stuck in quicksand! Freeze!
Okay, you ready to catch?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm ready. Come on, let's get out of here.
Jumbo on!
Woo! Oh yeah!
Oh, we're getting in the circus, baby. We're getting in.
We have to hurry, put the sails up.
Okay?
We're never going to avoid the storm. Come on. Let's just jump overboard. Freeze! Okay.
Why didn't you tell me you're pregnant?
I'm sorry, I just couldn't. It wasn't like the right time. I don't know. I
Freeze.
You gotta move this huge couch, man.
It's not gonna fit through the door.
It's not gonna work. You know what? I give up. I'm not gonna be a mover anymore.
Freeze. Can't believe that after all this time, you still don't know my burrito order. I've been coming here for like 10 months.
Yeah, I know, but sorry, you look like the exact same like the other guy that looks exactly like you.
All the white people look the same, I get it, right?
Please, may I have some more food, sir? I am very hungry.
You really think I'm about to give you some, don't you?
Oh, please.
You really think
I
so?
haven't eaten in 10
You really think
days.
so? Here's the sword, sir. I bestow upon you the honor of knighthood. Praise you.
I don't care.
Praise. Alright, so I understand that you're mad about your turtle, but he's in your hand now. It's yours, you can keep him. It's just a shell now! Where did he go?
Don't kill me, Master! Don't kill me, Master! I know I
Must
can.
drink.
Is it gonna make you youthful again?
It'll bring salvation.
Freeze!
Freeze. I got you a frog for Valentine's Day. They're cool, but one and everything. Best present giver ever. Am I right?
Come on, help me. Get this shirt. Come on, ready, ready.
You do know I have ropes on arms, right?
This is, I can't let go of this.
Here's the game plan. You are going to sneak into Mrs. Prince's office. You're going to open the drawer, get my phone out of it, and then I'm going to call you. Oh, I won't have my phone. Oh, good idea. Okay, just
I'm gonna fight you.
Sure you will. Sure you will.
You stole my dog, man. You don't do that and get away with it with your life.
Freeze! I'm Kangaroo Man.
This already going out to the garbage.
Cool. Some of those things were weird. What's next?
What are you doing with Thomas Norris, Tatiana, Talisi, Leila, Katie, James, Dakota, Keenan, and Abby?
Players who start up here on stage. For the game of What Are You Doing? It's going to happen like this. We're going to have one player from each side up here on the stage. It's similar to the game that you saw earlier, the game of Try That On for Size. However, with this game of What Are You Doing? I'm going to come out to you guys. I'm actually going to get some sort of activity. Now, with baseball before, we were saying between baseball, and we went away from that. Here, we're going to stick with that category. So, we're going to come up with a bunch of different things within whatever that category is. So this person over here, they're going to start doing something. This person will say, what are you doing? They're going to say something other, though, than what they are actually doing. So if they were catching a ball in baseball, they're going to say, I'm bunting. And then this player over here will actually start doing that activity until this person says, what are you doing? They'll say something other than what they're actually doing. This person's going to do that activity. So there's a lot of confused faces for this game. Just know that it's harder to explain than it is to watch. So watching's super easy. You're going to understand how it works in just a moment. So from this half over here, how about give me a winter Olympic sport?
Skiing.
Skiing. All right, skiing. So this round, everything stays within skiing. So Katie, you'll initiate. Tatiana, Talisi, you will say what are you doing first, and begin.
What are you doing? I'm skiing down a slope. Oh, tree! What are you doing? I'm trying to ski backwards. What are you doing? I'm building a snowman. Okay. What are you doing? I'm eating snow cookies. What are you doing? Falling off a ski lift. Oh, what are you doing? I'm throwing dirty snow in people's faces. Take this yellow snow, Gerald.
Let's go, you're on clock. Okay, this half over here, how about give me an activity people do for fun in the summer?
Fishing.
Fishing, all right? So fishing, everything this round has to stay within the realm of fishing. Leila, we'll start with you. All right, what are you doing over here from James? And begin.
What are you doing?
I'm fishing. What are you doing?
Don't. There you go.
Roots.
What are you doing?
Eating the bacon.
Yes, good work.
What are you doing?
I am tying my boat up.
Okay, put it on the slip. Whoa!
What are you doing?
Falling into the lake.
I just got stuck. Oh my god. It's disgusting.
What are you doing?
Here. I am trying to pick my bait up out of the lake.
Ew, it's so green. So green.
What are you doing?
I got the hook stuck in my hair.
I am not a fish.
That's not good. Cool. Let's mix it up just a little bit. Instead of doing the categories, we're going to switch to letters. So let me get two letters over here. Your first initial. M. Very good. And your first initial.
V.
V. All right, so M and V, the way that this is going to work, the first word, they're going to create an activity, but the first word out of their mouth has to be a word starting with the letter M. The second word out of their mouth, or actually the second word of importance, has to start with the letter V. So they can use conjunctions, they can make it into a sentence, but M and V are the main two letters of their words that they have to start with. So M and V, we're going to start over here. You'll say, what are you doing first? And begin.
What are you doing?
Making velvet cakes.
Alright, it's gonna have some red velvet in it, maybe some blue velvet, who knows, mix it up a little bit, see what happens.
What are you doing?
Match matching varsity.
What are you doing?
Making sand volcanoes.
Let's go have some sand. Piece of lava pouring out. It's not very long. That's too hot. Too hot for me to touch. So I can't touch lava.
What are you doing?
Marching with velociraptors.
Follow me. Hey.
What are you doing?
Marking a treasure map.
All right. V marks the spot.
Oh, let's get some little letters. Right here, third row, your first initial.
X.
F, and another letter.
R.
R. All right, F and R. F and R. So Dakota, you're gonna start over here. Then Norris will say, what are you doing first? And go. F, R.
What are you doing?
Freeing rabbits.
Are you stuck? I got you. You're free.
What are you doing?
Fixing my router. What are you doing?
Fire Randy.
You've been late every single day of the year. You don't do your work. You're not good with the customers. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to lay you off. What the hell? Brady, what are you doing? Family reunion.
Get away from me.
Cool. Anybody yell out two letters?
J.
J,
W.
C. All right, J, C. J, C are the letters. This is our last round. Keenan, you will initiate. Tatiana, you will say what you're doing first, and go.
What are you doing?
Joking comically.
What are you doing?
Jumping cats.
Come on, jump here. You'll never make the basketball hoop.
Juggling cards.
What are you doing?
Jingle. Jingle.
Mr. Boys, what's up next?
We've got Chain Murder with Keenan, Colby, Carlos, and Dakota.
So for this game, we're going to send some people out. We're going to leave one person in. Who's going to stay in? So we have one outside. So Rachel, I'm going to ask you when I need to open the door for them. Thank you very much. So for this game of Chain Murder, I need 3 suggestions. From this half over here, give me like some kind of place that you could find really in any town.
Hospital.
Hospital, okay, hospital. And from this half over here, some sort of a common occupation.
Doctor.
Besides doctor, we already have hospital, so something that's unrelated. What was that? Teacher, right? Teacher. And then from this half over here, how about give me something, an object or something that you have that usually would not be harmful to anybody?
Jump rope.
Oh, is it?
Jump rope.
Jump rope, all right? So we have these 3 different things. This game, Chain Murder, kind of is like the game of Clue, where you try to figure out that the murder took place in the library by Colonel Mustard with a candlestick. But instead of those 3 things, we have the hospital by a teacher with a jump rope. Weirdly makes sense. So with this game, Keenan is going to try and communicate those 3 things to one player, and then they're going to try and communicate to the next player, and that player is going to communicate it to the last player. And the way that they're going to do this is not just by talking, but they can't talk. They cannot use any real language at all. They can only use gibberish and nonsensical type of just weird sounds to get them to understand. They can also use pantomime, kind of space work to get them to understand. And they're going to go through these one at a time. The location of the hospital, Keenan can do whatever he wants to show them the hospital. For the occupation of teacher, Keenan is going to try and get whoever's guessing to become the occupation. So Keenan will not actually be the teacher. And then finally showing the jump rope. Once they understand all three of those things, or they get close to understanding all three of those things, they're going to take that jump rope, they are going to kill Keenan, not really, and he will be dead on the stage. That person, using pantomime and gibberish, will show it to the next person. That person will show it to the last person. And then we're going to see how clear the message got down the line. So, again, we have hospital, we have teacher, we have jump rope. Rachel, if you could, help us out. And on the count of three, let's say, hey, first player. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, first player! Here we go, and...
Isa aba si ya aba si zu da da sa da ba si da da ma ada esa
people applauding that. On the count of three, let's say, hey, next player. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, next player! Other things go.
killed my cat.
Oh, by accident.
Freeze! Now, Mr. Johnny,
Yeah?
you told my client, your father, that you were in fact not eating sugar. When it turns out you were.
Hey, you. Hi, you're that lady that stole my car.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Good. You know, these fingers are really cool.
Freeze.
You can't drop that. If you drop that, the floor will die.
Oh no!
Dad, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Come on, son. I'm so sorry. I thought when you broke that rule. I hate tall people.
Now, don't you say that to me. Come on, I'm your father.
Oh, I think I'm having a heart attack. How dizzy.
No.
What? Oh my God! Freeze! Oh, did we really just outrun a cheetah? That's like unhuman, dude. Do we have superpowers? Freeze!
You know what this is?
What's this?
It's Renee fruit of the Azkaban.
Oh, we better not drop it then.
Oh! I don't feel good. Oh God, it's coming up. Why?
Oh, I can't be mad at a little kitty. Ow!
Jara, would you like to be my kindergarten boyfriend? Yes! Yes!
Freeze! Come on, come on, give me your hand. You're coming right to the slammer, boy!
It's so nice to meet you, sir.
You're hurting me, let go. Stop.
I'm sorry, I don't get out very much, and I don't know how to do human interaction.
Freeze.
I am really smart and you know it.
I do know it, but I mean, sometimes I ask you what 2 + 2 is, you can't get the answer.
That's
Ooh, psychic powers. Oh my, I mean, it's in my head.
Yeah.
What do I mean?
Oh yeah, this club was a great idea to go to, man.
I know, but like, I don't know if this classical music is exactly.
So guys, what's next?
Blind Line with Fernando, Bella, and Katie.
All right. For this game, we're going to send all these players outside. On the count of 3, let's say, get out of here. 1, 2, 3. Very good. So for the game of Blind Line, we've got our 2 line writers over here. For the game of Blind Line, I'm going to come out to you guys. I'm going to be asking you for different lines. Could be lines of dialogue from movies, song lyrics, movie quotes, already said that, historical quotes, pieces of advice, different things like that. So the first one I need from this half over here, how about give me one of your favorite lines from a movie?
I'll be back.
I'll be back, and what was that?
I'm your father.
I am your father. I'll be back, and I am your father. This half over here, how about give me a favorite line song?
Kuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. And how about another line from a song? Anyone?
I did it again.
Oops, I did it again. Again. And this hat over here. How about your kids going off to college? What piece of advice would you give to them?
Don't spend it all in one place.
Don't spend it all on one place, and don't do drugs. Right? Don't spend it all in one place, and don't do drugs. And this hat over here, how about give me an advertising slogan or a jingle?
Just do it.
Just do it. Very good. And I also heard, where's the beef? Very good. We have these 8 lines of dialogue. The players that are outside, they obviously have not heard any of these lines. We've written them down individually on little pieces of paper. We're going to fold those papers in half. We're going to scatter them across the stage. The players are going to do a scene. Again, they're going to make up characters, dialogue, plot, all that kind of stuff. At any point during the scene, when they want, they're going to bend down. They're going to pick up one of these lines, and they're going to have to say it out loud, whatever appears on the piece of paper. Now, the hard part is they have to justify why they just said whatever that line was within the context of the scene. With some of these lines, it might be all right, it might be pretty easy. With most of these lines, it's probably going to be pretty hard. But the last thing we need to do is to get the players back in here. Melanie, could you open the door for them? And on the count of 3, let's all say, get back in here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Start them off from anybody. How about give me a hobby or activity people do, but you don't do?
Scrapbooking.
Scrapbooking. Very good. So your suggestion is scrapbooking, and begin.
Oh, that's a good day.
Grandma, I found some like sparkly paper, and I know you
Oh
love
yes, thank you, dear, for my scrapbook.
Do you need any pictures of like?
Oh, I don't need you in there.
No, try to be your
Oh,
favorite.
you know I love you, honey, but you just don't look good in pictures. I can't help that it's your father's genetics. I just have to put on the face of it's fine. Here, look, there you are. Come on. I added you a photo. See, there you are in the back next to me.
No, she doesn't look good anywhere. I don't know why you got
No, look, in this one you can't see her face, and it's I am your father.
I can see the similarities. I mean, you said that kind of.
Well, he's technically your grandmother. I'm your mother, but it was your father that did that in your face. You see, your mother, our daughter, was gorgeous, and then she met him, and her life went down.
Yeah. Don't follow that. Yeah, well.
Look at this photo, Mary.
Just do it.
Our wedding day.
Just put me in the scrapbook. Come on, it's not
Now,
fair that.
honey, we just said we can't put you in the scrapbook. We're just too upset.
But all my siblings are there. Even my twin sister who looks exactly like me.
Personality.
I know, she's got great personality.
Next to me, and then we're like best buds. She makes you feel younger.
Exactly.
I don't know. We don't like it.
Hakuna Matata. You just brush it off. Just brush it off. You got brains, right? Like you're the smart one. I think that's your thing. Just stick to that. Stick to the books.
Oops, I did it again. Gosh darn it. I got the coffee on the scrapbook again.
Honey! No, Mom, the scrapbook. Do you need some paper towels? No, you just make things worse. You know this is the most important thing in my life.
I can get more sparkly paper. You know, I can do that. I can do that.
For photos, it was our wedding day.
I didn't like that day, so I'm kind of happy for that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? You didn't like it?
So I don't know.
I'll look at the
Yeah? Oh, you're
I'll
leaving
get some
right now.
pictures.
Oh, I just don't want to actually out here. This is the one thing you're good for.
Right, she's
Backing me
gone.
up.
You said I'm not good at anything.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh, you scared off our granddaughter.
I got rid of her. She's not in there anymore.
Just don't spend it all in one place. I spent all my insults at once, and now she ran off. We're just...
Yeah, we really are. I think it's better. Here. I'll get more coffee since I ruined it last time.
Oh, honey, that won't make anything any better. Oh, honey, come back in here. I want to say I'm sorry. Come on. Give old Grams a hug. Thank you. Now, come on. How about you can help me with my scrapbook?
Okay.
So this is a better cover. We can
Better
look at
cover?
it. Yeah, you know, we can.
Well, where's the beat? My water was kind of beat on it. Nothing. Mom, you're useless.
This is a fish taco.
like rats.
Okay, yes, but the beef, you see, it's funny. It's funny. It's
It is
comical.
funny
It's
that you
comical.
put actual beef on top
You know,
of the
back in
scrap.
my day, I wanted to be a comedian. I did. Now I'm just a scrapbooker, and that's okay too. But I thought beef would be funny, because that's my one passion. And you know this.
Well, now I can become a comedian.
Really?
She's
Why-
got a point. She's got a point. So don't do drugs. You know, I don't
Yeah, somebody get Kitty a hug after that scene, my God. All right, what is next?
It's the last game of the improv portion with World's Worst. Everyone!
Very good. So, for the game of make room, make room, make room. Very good. Remember the rotations, everybody. This is the last game that we're going to do for our improv portion. Now, after this, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to set everything up for the sketch portion. You'll have about a 5-10 minute break. It should be done a little before 3 o'clock today. But for the game of World's Worst, for this game, I'm going to come out to you guys. I'm going to ask you for different things. Might be social events, might be an occupation, could be a state of the union, could be a product, whatever it might be. The players, one at a time, they're going to step right where I am, and they're going to say or do the world's worst thing to say or do in whatever that circumstance is. If it's funny, if I hear enough of you guys, if I hear you laugh, I hear you having a good time, then I'm going to ring a bell that I have off on the side. If it just kind of falls flat, no one really understands or likes it, there's a duck call, and I will blow into the duck call, just some negative reinforcement. Yay! But hopefully we'll get more bells than we get the duck calls. From this half over here, for the first suggestion we need, how about give me like some sort of social occasion where people would get together?
Birthday.
Birthday. All right. This is going to be the world's worst thing to say or do at a birthday party.
Congratulations on finally getting 3-digit candles.
Happy 53rd birthday. Oh, you're 23?
Happy birthday. One step closer to the grave. Yay!
Get out of the cake!
You should be dead by now.
Yeah, now your face is in the cake, you know. Don't start crying. Come on, it was funny.
Thanks for the gift. Did it come with a receipt?
Oh, I wasn't supposed to blow out the candles?
Guess these are my presents now.
I don't really know who invited me here. I'm sorry.
So I can have all these, right?
1 year closer to your death is definitely something to celebrate.
Wait, so whose birthday is it?
Oh wait, these presents are for my twin sister? It's my birthday too!
This cake sucks.
I brought like 50 boxes, but they're all empty.
Wait, you wanted presents?
Alright, make sure we're switching up on the same guys. So, this half over here, how about give me an occupation? What's that over there?
Engineer.
Engineer, alright. World's worst thing to say or do as an engineer. Say it.
That's not supposed to be there.
Oh, these blueprints are upside down.
What's an engineer? I forgot.
No, I totally passed math. What are you talking about?
You know, we should make the circuit work backwards. Seriously gonna help to land the plane.
Can you hand me that wrench? It's a little too edge of far. Now it's engineer.
This is Big Red Dot New.
Wait, so I'm not driving any trains? So your car's not working? You're good.
Oh man, I love the smell of that oil in the morning.
I'm not certified!
What's this do?
All you gotta do is put a little bit of gas in it. Whoop, whoop.
Ah, there you go.
So you're telling me water slides aren't supposed to go upside down? Who knew?
And they said getting a degree in philosophy wasn't useful. I should have stayed in high school.
It's not my fault he fell down the elevator shaft.
Okay, so water isn't supposed to be by electricity?
Just put your hand in the gear. There you go. There you go.
Make sure we are scooching up, all right? And begin.
Socks. You don't really need them.
Socks. They'll knock your socks off.
Socks, just trying to cover your ugly feet. New improved socks, they come with holes in them.
Socks go great with sandals. Do your feet stink? Then don't wear these socks.
These socks help absorb the stench.
We only sell our socks one at a pair because we know you're gonna lose it anyway.
Socks. Useless if you've had your lower limbs amputated.
Socks, DIY sweaters for snakes.
We know you don't want to see your toes.
Socks. Buy them so you don't have to wear shoes without them.
Socks. They now smell like socks.
All right, how about a social reason that like two people get together?
Date. Donuts.
Date, all right? World's worst thing to say or do on a date. Scooch up, everybody. Date, and begin.
I'm sorry, I left my wallet at home. Can you pick up the check?
Are you a guy or a girl?
Wait, you mean you don't have dog ears?
You know, I saw you on Tinder, and your profile looked better than you.
No, I'm pretty sure I know what a blind date is.
I'm sorry. I thought you were gay.
Oh my god, I love your ring. Is that the one your girlfriend Karen gave you on December 14th, 2002?
Yeah, I'm great at this, but then again, I'm great at everything.
Hi, you look like my English teacher.
What is that smell? It's coming from you!
Speedy, what is called?
Hey, what was your name again?